Most all creatures in Caribbean folklore surrounding vampires can be loosely grouped under one name, the Jumbie. A Jumbie was essentially any sort of demon or spirit in Caribbean folklore. The idea was thought to have been brought to the area by European explorers, namely the French. Most cultures believed that those who were evil in life were destined to become instruments of evil, or a Jumbie, once dead. Although Jumbies could be either male, female, or shape-shifting beings, the Jumbies in the specific mythologies we'll discuss were mainly thought to be elderly females. The most common forms of the Jumbie mythology were Sukuans and Lugarus.
So the myth of the Lugaru actually originates in Haiti and other French-speaking islands in the Caribbean. Lugaru is French for wolfman or werewolf and shares a lot of traits with the modern-day werewolf. This myth was passed down through oral tradition for thousands of years and was centered around voodoo and the community Haugen, which was the village spiritual leader who was in charge of the village's relationship with the spirits and the voodoo world. A Lugaru is said to be a woman who is in league with the devil, who has made a deal with the devil and has angered the Haugen. At night, this Lugaru will leave its skin next to a special tree and either transform into an animal or a floating ball of fire to seek out the blood of children, and must return back to its skin before sunrise.
The myth of the Sukuan originated in Trinidad, and it was said that Sukuans were almost exclusively females, mainly elderly ones. They were said to shed their skin at night, hang it on a silk cotton tree, and become a large, quickly moving ball of fire or blue light that would then roam towns looking for victims. They would try not to kill their victims, but instead suck most of their blood so that the Sukuan can continue feasting on their blood later. Similar to the Lugaru, it was said that the Sukuan was obligated to count grains of rice or sand if it came across them, so spreading rice and sand in front of doors and across streets was a common practice. In order to kill one, someone had to find its shed skin while the Sukuan was out hunting and coat it in salt and pepper. Then the skin would be ground with a mortar and pestle, thus killing the Sukuan. Another interesting fact to note is that the Sukuan didn't act independently. Instead, it was said to work for a demon named Bazil who lived in the silk cotton tree upon which it hung its skin. He would give the Sukuan evil powers in exchange for the blood of the Sukuan's victims. But if it did not gather enough blood for Bazil, he would instead take the Sukuan's blood, killing it.
As the syllabus states, text is not created in a vacuum. The cultural and social background of the author is often integrated into the literature itself. In this class, there are 2 longer-form works of literature that reference the previously mentioned myths of the Caribbean. Later in this class, we will watch White Zombie. White Zombie pulls from many of the ideas surrounding Caribbean vampire mythology. The theme of corruption of innocence surrounds the story of White Zombie. When the doctor turns her into a zombie, he takes away her innocence and control. This is similar to the Lugaru, who prey on the blood of children. The doctor exemplifies the creator archetype, turning her into a shell of her normal self. In the Lugaru legend, the devil turns women into vessels for his work. The last parallel between the two is the idea of women as monsters. Both the Caribbean vampire myths and the White Zombie feature women as monsters to emphasize the threat that women are to men when they don't obey the social norms. Dracula also parallels the myths of the Caribbean, but more closely. The novel also draws on the theme of a creator and a female monster. Dracula features a woman that sucks blood very similarly to the Lugaru women. One can also make a comparison between the skin-shedding reveal of the Lugaru and the sleep state that signals the change in Lucy from human to vampire.
Pleasing men theme. A central theme throughout the majority of our stories revolves around the woman pleasing the man. This theme does not come to an end with greedy choke puppy. Jackie so desperately wants to find a man to please that she sucks the life out of her friend's newborn child. She believes that if she maintains her youthfulness, men will continue to be attracted to her. Additionally, love is the ultimate solution to put an end to sucking the life out of children. However, Jackie focuses solely on finding love in a man when she can also focus on her work, family, and friends. Ultimately, Jackie sets out to please men, leading to her death. Ball of Fire. According to the myth of the Sequoians, they take off their skin and transform into a ball of fire. This is a heavy focus throughout Greedy Choke Puppy, as represented in numerous quotes as if Jackie enjoys what she does as a Sequoian. For example, she stares at the dumplings almost in an envious way because they resemble little warm yellow suns, as does she in her Sequoian form.